There are things we carry that no one can see, wounds that no longer bleed but still ache when we breathe, names we no longer speak but still echo quietly in our thoughts. This is what it feels like to hold on. We hold on to people who left us, to words we never said, to mistakes we wish we could undo, to versions of ourselves we no longer are. We tell ourselves we must not forget, that letting go means betraying the memory, that if we stop hurting, it means it never mattered. But that's not the truth. Pain doesn't prove love. Holding on doesn't preserve the past. It only keeps us stuck in it while the present passes us by. The truth is, what we don't release, we continue to relive again and again. We replay the arguments, we relive the breakups, we reread the last message, we wear our guilt like skin. And though the days move forward, we remain frozen in a moment that no longer exists. Holding on is heavy, it weighs down the heart, it clouds the mind, it slows the breath. Some of us carry old grief like a second spine. We've learned how to walk with it, how to smile through it, but we never stop feeling its weight. We think time will heal it. And yes, time softens things, but time alone doesn't heal. Healing requires an act, a surrender, the act of saying, I can no longer carry this and grow at the same time. That is when healing begins. When you realize that clinging to the past does not honor it, it only drains your future. Letting go is not forgetting. It is remembering without pain. It is saying, this happened, it mattered, but it no longer defines me. Imagine your heart as a closed fist, tight, clenched, exhausted. Now picture it opening, slowly, gently. This is not weakness, this is strength. Not the strength to resist, but the strength to release, to say, I do not need to hold this anymore. That memory, that regret, that anger, it has shaped you, but it no longer serves you. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to keep living fully. Some may say, isn't it brave to hold on? And yes, sometimes it is, but other times it is braver to let go, to risk emptiness for the possibility of peace. Letting go is not a single decision. It is a practice. Some mornings you let go, and by night you're holding on again. That's okay. Healing is not linear. Some days feel heavy, some days feel light. What matters is that you keep choosing lightness, that you keep creating space, that you continue trusting the process even when it's slow. Because one day, without even realizing it, you'll wake up and the weight will be gone, not because you forgot, but because you finally forgave yourself, the past, life for being what it was. And in that moment, you will breathe deeper than you have in years. That is the quiet freedom of letting go. We like to believe we're in control, that if we plan carefully enough, work hard enough, think long enough, we can shape life into exactly what we want. We organize our days with calendars and routines. We make goals, set intentions, envision futures. And all of it gives us the feeling that we are steering the wheel. But life is not a machine. It doesn't always respond to effort. Sometimes we give everything and still lose. Sometimes we plan everything and it still falls apart. Sometimes we love with all our heart and still end up alone. This is not failure. This is life refusing to fit our illusion. The illusion of control is comforting. It makes us feel safe. It gives us the sense that if we do everything right, nothing will go wrong. But control is often just a disguise for fear. We control because we are afraid. Afraid of chaos, afraid of heartbreak, afraid of uncertainty. But no matter how tightly we grip, life will move how it moves. Letting go means releasing the illusion that we were ever truly in control. It means acknowledging that life is full of things we cannot predict or prevent. It means learning to live not by resisting uncertainty, but by finding peace within it. We don't have to control everything to be okay. We only need to learn how to meet whatever comes with openness, with softness, with trust. Control is rigid, but healing is fluid. It flows, it moves, it changes, just like life. We are not meant to master every outcome. We are meant to grow through every experience, to learn not how to force things, but how to flow with them, not how to dominate life, but how to dance with it. There comes a point when pain is no longer just an experience we went through, but something we become. It starts subtly. A heartbreak, a betrayal, a failure. It hurts. We cry. We cope. But then it lingers. It follows us into the next season of life, into the next relationship, into the mirror. We begin to see ourselves through the lens of what happened, not as someone who experienced pain, but as someone who is pain. We become the one who was abandoned, the one who was cheated on, the one who messed up, the one who couldn't make it work. Our identity fuses with our suffering. It becomes our story, our name, and that's when letting go becomes even harder, because we're no longer just releasing pain, we're releasing a version of ourselves, and if we've carried it long enough, we might not know who we are without it. But healing asks us to question the stories we've been telling ourselves, to ask gently, who am I? Beyond what hurt me, who am I? If I am no longer the one who is broken, who do I get to be now? Letting go at this level is not just emotional, it's existential. It's a return, a remembering that before the pain we were whole, that beneath the pain we are still whole, that we are more than what happened to us, that we are not what we survived. We are what we choose next. You are not your wounds. You are the one who witnessed them, who endured them, who is still here despite them. And that is not weakness, that is power. Letting go does not happen all at once. It unfolds like the seasons. Slowly, subtly, sometimes so quietly, we don't even notice the shift. At first, there is winter, the cold shock of loss, the numbness, the stillness. Everything feels frozen. We are in survival mode. We hold our breath. We wait for the storm to pass. In winter, letting go feels impossible. The pain is too loud, the memory too fresh. The world outside moves on, but inside everything has stopped. Then comes spring. Not suddenly, but gradually. A little warmth returns. We feel a flicker of curiosity, a moment of laughter, a sunrise that feels softer. It doesn't mean we're healed, but it means we've begun. Something inside us says, maybe I can live again. Maybe there's more summer follows. This is the season of light, of new beginnings, of taking chances. We try again. We open up. We feel joy without guilt. The pain is still there, but it doesn't dominate. It whispers instead of screaming. We start to realize we are more than our past, that we can create a life not in spite of what we lost, but alongside it. And then autumn, a time of reflection, a gentle pause. We look back with softness, not to relive, but to understand. We see how far we've come. We honor the journey. We notice the growth. We may still feel moments of sadness, but they no longer define us. They visit not to hurt, but to remind letting go is seasonal. It is not a single act, but a series of openings, a slow unlayering. Some days feel like winter again, some moments like spring. What matters is not the pace, but the direction. Not how fast we move on, but how deeply we allow ourselves to move through. You are allowed to take your time, to feel each like stepping into a void, like standing with empty hands, not knowing what will come next. There's a strange comfort in clinging to what we know, even if it hurts. Because what if we let go and nothing comes to fill the space? What if we are left with silence, loneliness, uncertainty? We fear emptiness but peace waiting to be heard. Empty hands are open hands, hands that can receive, hands that can create, hands that can be held. If we're always grasping and not receiving, we're always clinging and carrying. Sometimes we think holding on is love, that if we stop grieving, we stop honoring what we lost. But love is not measured by suffering. Love is measured by presence. Presence requires space. It requires a heart not crowded with ghosts, but open to light. Letting go is not about forgetting what was. It's about trusting what could be. It's about believing that life has more to offer, that you have more to become, that there are joys and connections and moments ahead that you can't yet imagine. You do not need to know what's next to release what's behind. You only need to trust that your hands will never have to stay full of what already left. Let them be open. Let them be carried. Forgiveness is one of the hardest forms of letting go. Not because others deserve it. We do. Because as long as we carry resentment, we remain tied to what hurt us. As long as we replay the betrayal, we are still giving it time. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay. It is saying, I will no longer let this over. There is a kind of poison in holding on to anger. It builds quietly. It hardens the heart. It turns our wounds into walls. We think we are protecting ourselves, but really we are imprisoning set yourself free, to say, I am done carrying this pain. I am done letting it shape who I become. It is not forgetting. It is choosing to remember without reopening. To see the scar without reopening the wound. Forgiveness is not a gift we give to those who hurt us. It is a gift we give to ourselves. It is a declaration defined by someone else's opinion. What about forgiving ourselves? We punish ourselves for what we didn't know then. We judge ourselves for surviving the only way our self-forgiveness begins when we stop demanding perfection and start offering grace. When we speak to ourselves when we say, yes, I made mistakes, but I'm still worthy of healing and peace of joy. Forgiveness is not a single act, but a practice. Some days it comes easy. Some days we have to choose it again and again. That's okay. Each time you choose to forgive, you reclaim a little more of your freedom. Freedom not from the memory, but from the weight of it. From the chain of resentment. From the story that says you must always suffer to prove you cared. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to be happy again. You are allowed to live a life not built on what happened to you, but on what you choose next. Some goodbyes don't come with words. They come in silence, in the slow fading of memories, in the quiet acceptance that what was once needed is no longer meant to stay. Letting go is not always loud. Sometimes it's a soft decision made in the stillness of your own heart. You don't need perfect closure. You don't need every answer. Some things are meant to end without explanation. The peace you're looking for doesn't live in the past. It lives in your willingness to stop carrying it forward. Letting go is not a one-time choice. It's a practice. You may have to release the same pain 100 times before it leaves for good. That's not failure. That's healing. Gentle, imperfect healing. Some days you'll feel strong. Others you'll ache again. That's okay. You are learning to live without what once defined you. You are growing new roots. You are slowly returning to yourself. Letting go is not forgetting. It's remembering without the pain. It's saying, this mattered, but it doesn't own me anymore. It's choosing peace over answers, freedom over control, light over weight. You are not weak for needing time. You are not behind for hurting. Healing has no timeline. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself, your peace, your future. So if today feels heavy, let it. But don't carry it alone. Breathe. Rest. Let yourself feel. And then, when you're ready, release it again. Quietly, gently, fully. This is the work. This is the way back to peace.
Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If this video brought you even a little peace or reflection, consider subscribing to the channel. There's more to come. More thoughts, more stillness, more healing. Until next time, take care of your heart and let go gently.